Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator, and welcome back to Flagstaff, Arizona, right where we left off. So, tweak the skin a little bit. Put a JP on the roof. I don't know. Up on the spoiler? I don't know. Put a JP on the side of the sleeper. I don't know. It just looks like it's just floating there, you know? You got me floating. I don't know how I feel about it. That might have to go away. I'm just messing with it a little bit. I'm just messing with you. Right, so what's going on? We just slept. It's 9:30 in the morning. We just slept. We have a full tank of gas. We have all the sleep that we need. Let's go somewhere. Let's do it. Let's go somewhere. And I'm trying to get to Grand Canyon Village, but I don't know. It's an awfully small destination. I think we might have to deadhead up there. That's just the way it's going to work out. Yeah. And what are these? This is Page, Kayenta. Yeah. Well, we got one going to Page. Yep, that's it. I think that'll be the one. Okay, so we'll go to Page. An hour and 43 minutes, as long as it's close, and I think it is. As long as it's close, we should be able to get up there. And then, maybe we'll either deadhead to Kayenta or I don't know. We'll think of something. Hope this trailer has air hoses. Oh, it's a heavy trailer. Yeah, we're totally checked out on the heavy trailer. Right. In we go. So, as we're driving, I'll tell you what time it is. Brake off. Here we go. Face tracking is off. Let me tell you what kind of 12 hours it's been. Here in the exciting world of a professional person who wants to be a YouTuber. Let me lay it all out for you. So, I decided a couple of things. Well, I decided I needed a new microphone. But I'm sort of hardware averse. I'm the portable gamer, man. I'm not the permanent gamer. I'm the portable gamer. I gotta be portable. And for me, that means it's always interesting and it's always kind of exciting to find a way to do something without another piece of equipment. And I'm not particularly opposed to payware. I mean, I'm not trying to do everything with freeware. And very often I find payware, frankly, is a lot better than freeware. There's a reason it's free. So it's not just that I'm always looking for software solutions because they don't cost anything. I'm also looking for them because it's portable, right? Like me, I'm a portable gamer. So I decided I wanted a new microphone with a compressor and a limiter. And I started looking around, and the usual suspects. There's the Blue, there's the Yeti, there's a couple others. Because I feel like the range in this is just the generic boom microphone on my Logitech Artemis G933 gaming headset, which is a fantastic headset, by the way. I love it. I really do. But I want that deep, dark chocolate, like FM radio announcer voice. You know the one I'm talking about. So, we get in here, and then in here. Yeah, these are all mod trailers. I don't think these are going to have. Well, let's try this one because it looks. Maybe, I don't know. I saw some of the mods patch over. What side is it on? Oh, it's right there. How do we want to do this? Let's do it this way. So I got to thinking, before I buy a piece of hardware, you know what? Maybe. We'll see. I started thinking, before I go buy a piece of hardware that I then have to carry around with me, the things you own end up owning you. Uh, Moment. Concentrating. Concentrating. Right. Nope. Not a big deal, but at the same time, kind of pissing me off. Just a little bit. I'll be real with you. Right. Let me take a look and see if I can find some audio mixing software, a digital mixing board, that has a compressor and a limiter. And I find one called Voicemeeter Banana. And it's donationware, which is kind of, I don't know how I feel about donationware. Because it's freeware, you know, it's free. Hope nobody's coming. And then it's like, but you can pay me if you want to. And to be fair, I do. Like, even when I just get freeware, where there's no donation requested at all, if there's a link, PayPal link or whatever, I will drop a few bucks in there, consistent with what it's worth to me. You know, $5, $10, whatever. I have no problem doing that. Support your good effort. Oh, he just flew right through that stop sign. Oh, game. He did too. See, is there a stop sign for me? There is not. I would not have stopped there, because I thought I had the right of way. Oh, game. So, I got the donationware, and once again, if you cannot say something nice, say nothing at all. So I have absolutely nothing to say about Voicemeeter Banana other than it is uninstalled and I will never use it again. I spent hours and hours and hours. And what I'm realizing is, okay, so originally, back in the time of Earth, my entire chain was, I was recording with OBS, and that's it. I was just taking the OBS videos and I was uploading them directly to YouTube. I was having trouble with cattle and crops. So I started looking for an alternative, and one of the alternatives that I found, and I felt kind of dumb afterwards, was Shadowplay, which is included with, if you have an NVIDIA card, you can use Shadowplay. It's amazing. It's hardware accelerated. It captures directly off the card. It's super simple. It's super easy. There are a couple drawbacks or limitations to it. One of them is there's really no options. It's super simple. You turn it on, but what makes it super simple is its drawback in that it really has no adjustability. But to be fair, something like OBS has unbelievable amounts of adjustability, and I find it to be, frankly, kind of problematic. Right? Like, there's an automatic setup for OBS, but I didn't really find it to work. And so what that does is it puts you in a position where you have to, figure out how to use these apps, which I do enjoy in a way, but it's really time consuming, and it's really frustrating because you go online, you're like, oh, my OBS, my video recordings are a little laggy and kind of stuttery, and you find like 1,000 threads, but the thing is that everybody's offering solutions for their system and their setup, and yours may be completely different, so you have to go through these solutions one at a time. And you have to also keep in mind that anytime you try one, if it doesn't work, you have to do your very, very best to put your settings back to exactly what they were before you started, because if you try to fix it, right, and you change a bunch of settings and that doesn't work, and then you go on to the next fix, if your settings aren't back to where they were before you started, now you'll just tie yourself in knots, because now you're trying to fix things that are problems that may not have been problems before you tried to fix them the first time, if that makes sense. Right? It's like being lost. Like if you know you're within 5 miles of, I don't know, pick the Central Park. You know you're within 5 miles of Central Park in New York City, right? Well, compared to the size of the Earth, that's a relatively small area. So if you're trying to get from, you know, here to there, and you know you're within 5 miles of Central Park, you know you can go like, I don't know, go west and you'll hit Pennsylvania or whatever, right? If you try to get oriented, you know, try to get turned back around from Central Park, and you travel 100 miles to try to, you know, figure out where you are. When you decide it didn't work and you need to go with something different, you can no longer say, well, I'm 5 miles from Central Park. You don't know where you are. And it's the same way trying to sort out problems like these. Like, you really, really need to put everything back exactly as it was before you messed with it the first time, or you will just, you'll end up uninstalling software. And then you gotta go, because you can't even just reinstall it then. You gotta go into the registry and like delete every single registry entry that relates to it. And some of them may be obvious, and some of them may be under something completely different, and so you never get them. And even when you do reinstall, so you don't have any of those problems with Shadowplay. You just basically turn it on and off. There's a couple minor settings. That's the best thing about it. And I wouldn't say that's the worst thing about it, but if I was going to say that there was a drawback to Shadowplay, it would be its lack of adjustability, right? But there's really not a lot going on with the audio. You just select your microphone and that's it. And I really wanted that compressor. So I got this Voicemeeter Banana, and then you need to get like virtual audio cables, and then you need to like reassign all these things, and you got to do this, and you got to do all these things. And when it's all said and done, now it's working, right? Now everything is just pointed where it needs to be pointed. The microphone is pointed at the input, and then the output is pointed at the Shadowplay. Shadowplay can see the output and record from it, and then, right? Okay, now it's just basically working. Now you need to go in and start getting your settings dialed and all your levels. And again, I can't monitor. Anytime I tab out of, in this case, American Truck Simulator, if I tab out of American Truck Simulator, it pauses the game and all the audio stops. So as far as checking desktop audio, I haven't found a way to do it. I really haven't. I read in a thread, somebody said, we'll make a recording of whatever it is that you're trying to check the levels of, and then just play that recording. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's a good idea, but I don't know what level the playback is at. I don't know what level it was captured at. So as an example, if I wanted to make a recording in Shadowplay to simulate the audio levels of American Truck Simulator, I have no idea what level Shadowplay would capture at. So what I'm listening to, I don't know what level it is, right? It's just trial and error. It's the only way to do it that I've ever found, is just trial and error. So I did that for hours last night, hours and hours and hours. And I finally got my levels right, went in to make a video, right? The video that we're making right now. Well, I mean, not this exact same one, because I had to do it like 8 times. But I get in there, I record the video, whatever, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I go to check it, I go to review it, and it's got this brutal like tick 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 tick, and it's not in the video, it's in the audio. So I can only assume that that is Voicemeeter Banana. So I try it again, and this time I test. I just recorded a few minutes, I go back and listen to it, same thing. So I restart Voicemeeter Banana, I do a test, 2 minutes, it's smooth. So it is Voicemeeter Banana that is causing that glitching audio, right? Tick 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 tick. So I do a 2-minute test. After having restarted Voicemeeter Banana, it's not doing it. So I record a 30-minute video, and I go to check it on review, and it's got the tick 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 tick. So at this point, I mean, I found a video, a guy said he tried to sort it out for 13 hours. And first off, you know, my hat is off to you, my friend. I'm right there with you. I feel you. because that's how I do things as well. However, two things. One thing is I got other stuff to do. I cannot put that kind of time into sorting out. All of us know a dollar value that our time is worth. And if it's a question of spending 13 hours trying to sort this out or going down to Best Buy and getting a blue microphone for $199, I might just have to go to Best Buy. Because that is, and the thing about it is, when it's all said and done, you are one update away. Anywhere. You're one software update, like OS, Service Pack, whatever, Windows, or driver updates for your audio or video cards, or a new V for, in this case, Voice Meter Banana, right? Or a firmware update for my headset, which includes my microphone. And that happens, and everything goes to pieces, and you put another 13 hours into it. So I uninstalled everything, and we are back to Shadow Play, and it's capturing the game audio directly from the card, and then it's getting my microphone input directly from, I don't know, the microphone, the sound card. And I'm not mad. I'm glad that I did it, but I think we're just going to have to wait and get a proper microphone. Maybe do that. Ooh, it's a little hot. I got a birthday coming up, so maybe I'll put that on my list, and Santa can bring that for me for my birthday. Santa totally brings stuff for the birthday. A lot of people don't know that. Christmas, Hanukkah, and the birthday, Santa handles all those. Right, so we got up here fairly quick. Let's take a look when we get up here and see if we can find anything going to Kayenta, which is a fun word to say, or Grand Canyon Village. Also, I went all SSD, and I find that the stuttering is worse. I mean, the whole reason I went 100% SSD was I couldn't handle the periodic stuttering in my Sims. I assumed it was scenery loading, right? So I went SSD, and I swear it's worse. I mean, it's not bad. Did I turn too early? I sure did. Okay, I'm gonna go. I guess I'll go around the block. Thought I was supposed to turn here. Yo. So I spent a lot of time looking into that as well, and I just went to the Google and typed in new SSD, more game lag, and I did find some good information, I think, and people were saying it could be your ACHI settings, and I went and looked, and I guess because I already had SSD running before, that those settings updated automatically or were already in place. But it's not that. It's not a bad drive. My SSD drivers are all up to date, so it's not that. I read a couple things that said, because I didn't There you go, cowboy. Wow. Okay. Well, coming around the block really helped. And there's a bunch of cars behind me, huh? Hang on. Let's try this. Well, I know it. Let's Let's give him another minute to go. I think we're going to have to go down here. Right. So I found a lot of threads, and I actually found some that said, because I cloned over a drive, I found some threads that said, you know, when we talk about drives now, we're talking about hundreds of gig. So when you go to an SSD, depending on how it, you know, saw the partitions and everything, SSD, I guess, is a lot easier to maintain. It's a lot easier for the OS to maintain itself, I guess. As far as things like defrag, there is really no defrag on an SSD because you don't have the physical reader head, you know, trying to access information. And the whole point of defrag was to get the information as close together as possible so the reader head could cover a lot of ground quickly and not have to go back and forth from one sector to another. Well, you don't have that problem with SSD. It's all available instantaneously in the same amount of time or whatever. So there's no defrag with SSD, but it still can take a few sessions, you know, a little bit of runtime for the OS to kind of get that SSD sorted out, you know, as it's sort of duplicating the spinner that it's replacing. So that's what I found out. If it's not a bad SSD, and it's not, and if the drivers are up to date, and they are, and if the ACHI is turned on and running properly, and it is, then sometimes it's just something that sorts itself out. And then the other thing that I read is it could be settings are, now they have too much information to process. Like it got used to, I know this is kind of sounds like something your grandpa would say, but like the software got used to data coming in at a certain rate, and now it's kind of learning how to process it coming in at a faster rate, if that makes sense. I don't know if I particularly buy that last one. It says we're around back. I don't know if I buy that, but I mean, it makes sense. I just don't know if I agree with it, right? Like my SSD is sending textures to the game so fast that it's choking on them. I don't know about that. How do we feel about this? It's on the blind side. Screw it. Let's just go third person. How do we want to do this? We got to turn around. I don't think there's enough room to turn around. We could. Oh, Jesus. Okay. So if we go over here. We go over here, right? You see what I'm on about? So now, to be fair, it hasn't done that yet, and we've been great on frame rate, and we haven't had any of those long, you know, stutters. Haven't had any since we've been up today. So maybe it is just something that needed to work itself out, you know, something to do with the cache. Something to do with the buffer, the VRAM, the page size. I don't know. But whatever it is, either it'll work itself out or it won't. I'm still going to be upgrading RAM, and I think the direction we're going in is these kids today with their names. I think we're going with the G Skills Ripjaws DD4, and we do a 2x8, which is all the all the RAM that my machine will handle. I would love to be at 32 gig of RAM, but 16 is going to be it for us for now. I got another system that I'm sort of planning. How do we want to do this? We want to go out a little bit, and then cut it. I don't think this is going to work. I'm not feeling it. Nope. Nope. All right. We're gonna give it one more try, and then we'll auto park. Get the rest of this episode going. So yep, that's the next thing, and I think that will help as well. No, did I miss it a second time? No. I think I did. That light post, man. That is not there accidentally. Oh, OCD. But you know what, man? I figured out who I was and what I'm about a while ago. I gotta tell you, man, I really enjoy being me. I really do. And I feel terrible for people who don't enjoy being themselves, because you can't be nobody else. You know, you are going to be yourself. You can be a good version of yourself or a bad version, but you are going to be yourself. So you may as well like who you are, because you can't be nobody else. I like being OCD, and I like, you know, it's the old joke, OCD, it definitely gets things done. And I don't know if that's extremely satisfying for you, like we fought with that and then we got it in there. I don't know, it's extremely satisfying for me. I don't know, that's what the man said. He said, don't make videos for anybody but yourself, just be yourself. People that like them, people that want to like them will find them. Right, so we're going to Cayenta. Camp Verde. Socorro. No. Farmington. Anything going to Farmington? We can drive across the top. No. What do we got? Phoenix. Nope. Gallup. Yeah, let's take that one. Sure, why not? 6 miles. Whoa, where'd that guy come from? Was he there the whole time? You know, he could have hopped off that box and helped me out. You know, giving me a little... I'm going to sleep for 10 hours. Perfect. Give me a little, you know... little spotter. He could have done some spotting for me. Did he? No. Right. So yeah, we had momentarily an extremely complex production change, which was the game and the sim with the microphone audio well, actually all the audio going through Voice Meter Banana into Shadowplay. Then from Shadowplay going into Audacity and Handbrake to stabilize the audio and the video respectively. Then dropping it into DaVinci Resolve for editing, rendering, and then uploading it to YouTube. And I feel like at so many points in that chain, there were opportunities for things to get just a little bit screwy. I know, turn signal. Just a little bit screwy, like a bit rate, or a sample rate, or a frame rate, or whatever. And I felt like what we were getting back isn't worth what we were putting in, or what we were risking. All I wanted was some compression on my voice, because sometimes I got kind of a little quiet voice. And then other times I can get kind of animated. I can get a little bit loud. So I was trying to cut down on that, eliminate it, whatever. That's all. And in trying to solve that problem, I feel like I was not really solving that problem, but potentially creating many more. And it's like, what good does that do for anybody? And I don't ever want to fall into the trap of saying, good enough is good enough. But at the same time, sometimes good enough is good enough. Right. I think, man, I don't know where these mod trailers are coming from. I thought I had sorted this problem out by pulling that mod pack, but I feel like it's back and worse. Yeah, these are all mod trailers. None of these are going to have airlines. I have to go in and do the same process again and pull trailers out again. It's really disappointing. It's really frustrating because I don't care about having all SCS trailers. As silly as this sounds, I feel irritated that I don't have the whole reason I did the 1.31 beta was to get the airlines. And I'm a little bit irritated that I don't have them. Trailer right there. I feel like some of these, how do I want to say it? I feel like some of these, I almost thought they did have them and now they don't, or I thought they had patched over. Right, so let's go outside. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed. I'll be real with you. Okay, it's 2 in the afternoon. This job will take 5 hours, so we'll get in around, what is that, about 1900? So we should get in just at sunset, just before sunset, so we won't be driving in the dark. Always happy about that, and I will I'll sort out trailers off camera. What else can I do? And I don't want to delete all my mods, not delete them, but deactivate them or whatever, and then they all patch over and they're all uninstalled. So I'll figure it out. It's that simulation gaming life. How you like it. Right. Digging the engine sound in the 579. This is the 842 brake horsepower. Cummins N14.20. Same as we have in the 389. The only thing is, it says it doesn't have a low idle, although between me and you, that idle sounds pretty damn loopy. says no lope idle, and it says it's got a different Jake or a new Jake. And it's definitely different. I mean, I don't know how you say new or old, like what the whatever characteristics are, but it's definitely different. And I like it. I like the variety. So, speaking of, let me bump the volume a little bit in my ear. And let's get going. So, I don't know, 10-15 minutes to get there. Freeware, payware, I don't know. I mean, I know there's some open source stuff. I know there's some freeware stuff that seems pretty solid and pretty legitimately developed, but I feel like there's a lot of freeware and donationware that is, it's like a PhD project, you know, and like literally somebody wrote the code for a university project and put it out there, and it's when you're installing it, there's always that thing that says, you know, we'd really appreciate crash reports because this is and so you're a software developer, you're a computer engineer, you write a piece of code, you give it away, and then every time somebody runs it or it crashes, it sends a report back to you and helps you refine it. That's great. You've got thousands of people doing research for you. As long as they're getting something, as long as they're getting a viable product that helps them do whatever it is they're trying to do, that's a win-win for everybody. But if you're getting data and other people are just wasting their time and being frustrated, I don't know that that's necessarily win-win. Like, you still win, and then the pushback is, hey, you didn't pay for it. Well, you know, I don't care if I didn't pay for it. Like, if somebody gives me, if I'm at a street fair, if I'm at a food truck fair, and somebody's like, hey, you want a free burrito? I'm like, yeah, I'll take a free burrito, and they give it to me, and it poisons me, and I'm like, hey, man, that burrito you gave me was poisonous, and they're like, yeah, well, it was free. I don't care if it was free. It doesn't give you the right to poison me. So I guess I look at freeware the same way. You know, open source, like, yeah, this didn't work at all, and it messed up my computer, and I had to like reinstall Windows and everything. And they're like, yeah, well, it was free. Man, I don't care if it was free. It doesn't give it. That's not an excuse. That's not a reason for it to be no good. I still expect it to be, maybe not quality. What's the word we're looking for? I feel like that truck just spawned. Just because it's free doesn't mean it can suck and be no problem. You know, sucking is sucking, as we all know. So, anyway. So yeah, I got all that uninstalled. Got all that going. And I definitely noticed a difference being 100% SSD. Everything is loading faster. And at least like on the ATS side, not wood, this session, I feel like there has not been a single, I'll check it on the replay, but I feel like there has not been a single stutter while we're loading scenery, which is what I was after. So I'll try it on the ETS side later and see if we get the same result. But that's what I'm after, is to absolutely 100% eliminate those stutters. And oddly enough, it doesn't seem to have anything to do with graphic settings. So it's not something we can get rid of by dialing down the graphics, which at this point I'm not willing to do. I feel like it's one of those things where, you know, graphic settings are one of those things where you just move forward. You never move back. Because you don't downgrade your system, right? Like, there's nobody in the history of ever has said, you know, I think I have too much RAM. I think I'm gonna go from 16 to 8. You know, I think 8 is really gonna be a better number for me. Nobody's ever said that. So, because our machines and our systems are always moving forward, all right, there was a single tick. I can handle that. I can handle a single tick. I just don't want those, you know, 5 or 6 or 7 seconds of of everything just kind of being all hooey. Because our systems are always moving forward, our graphic settings are always moving forward, and I'm really, at this point, not willing to dial my settings back at all. And we're good at 60 FPS. We're at 50 right now. It's a little town. But we're in a town at 50. I'll take it. When we get out in the desert, it's going to go back up to 60. That's perfect. That works for me. So I'll do that RAM upgrade, I don't know, maybe this weekend. This weekend, I guess that starts tomorrow. Yeah. If I order them today... If I order them today, they'll be here tomorrow. The G-Skill Rip Jaws. Fantastic. And they're not the gum sticks, they're like they have a wacky shape, and they're bright red. Well, there's some that are bright red, there's some that are black, I guess. It's like hot rod parts. I don't know if any of you are into like hot rods or cars or anything, but you pop the hood on your hot rod and you got all the doodads goodies under there. You got braided hoses and you got your valve covers all CNC machined aluminum billet and so on and so on. So it's the same way. You get one of those. Now I'm on a laptop, so I rarely see my guts. But I know if you're on a desktop, you get the glass wall chassis with the neon and the LEDs and the whole deal. So yeah, these are our hot rods. So I'll get that going. And yeah, man, that's it. Something else that's weird is I'm really starting to crave more transportation simulation gaming, and there's really not that many. And I found Train Sim World. There's Train Simulator. That series is still running, but I tried it the other day. I fired up Train Simulator 2018, and it doesn't work for me anymore. I don't think it's ever going to work for me again after Train Sim World. So there's Train Sim World for me. There's ATS. There's ETS. There's some good race sims out right now. I'm on the Project Cars 2 and I set a course aside, but I know there's Race Room and iRacing. And I mean, what else is on the horizon for transportation sim? If you know, tell me. Let me know. But I don't see a whole lot else out there. So I think this is going to be it for a while, which is, in a way, it's plenty. In a way, it's fine. And another part of me is like, oh, come on, man, there's got to be something new. There's got to be some new doodads to play with. So we'll see. It's already 1300 where I am. I guess I'm going to post these. Man, it feels like a Friday. It doesn't feel like Thursday. So I think I'm going to post these. And then get that RAM ordered. And then probably work out, and then start dinner. What an exciting Thursday. Yeah, well, what can you do? The other thing we can do is build a Kenworth. I have literally, in the 2 years that I've had this game, I have literally never built and never driven a Kenworth truck. What do you think? Maybe something to think about. Certainly mix it up a little bit. Right. Definitely liking the Qualcomm Sounds pack. Right. There we go. Right, so I will sort out trailers off camera, decide what we want to do about the skin off camera. I think I'm going to pull the logos off the sides, but leave that one on the spoiler. No whammies. No whammies. Perfect. Leave that one on the spoiler. And yeah, man, that's it. That's our entire plan. I forget that I was looking at the bloom when this episode first started. I was looking at the bloom on the logo on the blue truck. And I was, for some reason, in Euro Truck, we have the HDR turned off because we're running reshade. And I forgot we have the HDR turned on in American Truck, so we do have the balloon. Speeding. I'd like that horn to be a little bit louder. And we have the other horn too. They're louder outside. Yep. Definitely. Okay. So we're going to, where are we going? Farmington. Fantastic mountain biking in Farmington if you've never been there. And never a big crowd, at least that I ever saw. Very low key, very laid back area. Reminds me of Colorado of all places, and it's a little bit like Flagstaff too. It's a very hippie dot in a pretty conservative state. But it's fantastic mountain biking. And this is exactly what it looks like. I'm going to try to look as these trucks go past and see who's got airlines. Looks like he does not. Looks like he does not. Does not. Huh. Okay. Right, so we'll be there in just a few minutes and get the truck parked. And as many swings as we took to drop off in Page, I may just pull in and hit the button and be done with it. We'll see when we get there. If it's quick and dirty, we'll do it quick and dirty. If it's like the one at Walbert, oh, who am I kidding? I'll do it. You know I will. Something about it, man. It's just so satisfying. I have tremendous respect for people that can do the whole in-cab, both mirrors thing, but man, as much as I've played this game, I'm just not there yet. Don't know if I ever will be. I think about cranking up the sensitivity sometimes too. I know that's a factor that it. One of the reasons it's so slow is spinning the wheel back and forth. But I want it that way. That feels very appropriate to me. Like that's. I've seen people park big trucks and they're not just spinning the wheel. Like they're really kind of reefing on the wheel, left to right. Particularly when they have to go lock to lock. So I think I'm leaving it just the way it is. We'll see. Man, I get numb to things, and I almost get numb to this game in a way, and I forget how detailed it is, and just the feeling that it has. You know, just the look and feel of the game, as far as capturing not the mood, the vibe maybe. I mean, it really feels like the Four Corners area, like the way this looks right now. That's exactly how it looks. So, nailed it. And I have to think that takes a good team and a good project manager, a good director, you know, to really get the most out of your team and be able to pull that off. I think my favorite one is still the plane that's landed on the highway. Right, well, it looks like we'll finish at sunset, but I don't think we'll be driving in the dark, which is always nice, and something that I'm always aware of, you know that. And it sucks too, because I love driving in the dark. I love driving at night. But oh man, is this not eye candy? Those taillights. I'm coming around to this game. I want more mods for it, but I'm coming around. Oh yeah, I'm calling that eye candy. I'm making my vote, calling my shot. That is eye candy. We did see a pickup truck spawn in one of our mirrors when we were making a turn a while back. But I do like that, like this truck passed in front of us at a red light. So did the Schneider behind us. I like that they seem to be, you know, the AI seems to be real trucks on real routes. Or at the very least going from a place to another place. And you can follow them and they don't just wink in and wink out. I think that would really, for me, that would really kill the immersion, but I like that they seem to be real vehicles on real routes. Now, having said that, as soon as I've said that, this truck in front of us will just like disappear. But so it goes. Where's that bus? Oh, there it is. Found it. Did we say Gallup? Did we say Farmington? Well, we ended up in Gallup. Oh, man. I don't want to go fanboy, but man, this is just has, wow. It captures this area so well. It's making me homesick. All right. Another one on the blind side. Let's do this. If we can. I think we can. And the way that this is laid out, I feel like they almost wanted us to do this. Oh, we could have come in a different door. A different, not a door, a gate. Could have come in a different gate. Alright, we'll know for next time. So then we go here. We go here. If we go here, then we're not on the blind side, are we? So I think gotta scoot it over a little more radically. There we go. Nope. Had it, lost it. There we go. Right. Okay, brake on. Vision off. Neutral. Let's see how we did. Fantastic. Folks, thank you so much for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of American Truck Simulator. We'll see you next time. Take care now.